What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel, Underclocked here, and today I have another deck profile for you guys. This one's not too different from the last Shaddolls hero deck list that I posted, except one of the engines has basically been swapped out, and I kind of wanted to just cover it very briefly. A lot of the justifications for the cards are the same as they were in previous decks, but this will serve two purposes: to show you with what I'm working on as a draft for this deck, if you guys wanted to try it out for yourselves, because it is pretty crazy what just Savant Kepler can do on its own, as well as to show a quick updated combo at the end. Because of how some of the extra deck cards have changed, you have to do things a little bit differently than what I have showcased in my Shaddolls hero videos. So if you open some of the combos, other combos that I showed on the channel, this will kind of serve as an update to that. That being said, let's get into it. Starting off with the main reason that we're updating this Shaddolls deck right now: 3 Savant DD Savant Kepler, 1 DD Lamia, 1 DD Swirl Slime, and 3 copies of Dark Contract with the Gate. For those of you that don't know, basically these 6 cards, Savant Kepler and Dark Contract with the Gate, is a 1 card, pure 1 card Needle Fiber, not like 1.5 cards. You don't need any other cards. You just need to see a Kepler or a Gate to make Needle Fiber, and then from there you can make a Dragoons, as well as search a Schism during the combo. You can, if you guys are curious about that, I have some Shaddolls combos that are posted on the channel that cover that combo, and a couple variants on it. We're playing the Swirl Slime because if we draw the Lamia, it's really good because we get to make an additional negate by using another card in our hand. Or if we draw the Swirl Slime, we can search the Lamia. So either way, you can open either one of these cards, and it still works out the same. The only one that doesn't work out the same is if you open Dark Contract. So for those combos, you have to open up the Kepler. But that being said, I honestly I kind of liked it, the idea of being able to just have additional negates. So I'm trying out the Swirl Slime. So far, I've been liking it. From there, a lot of the same Shaddolls ratios that we've seen in the past: 3 Wendy, 3 Squamata, 2 Hedgehog, 2 Beast, 1 Falco, and 1 Aerial. This is a little bit sloppy, yikes. But basically, your main starter Shaddolls in Wendy and Squamata, and your main additional plus Shaddolls in Hedgehog and Beast. Honestly, 1 Beast could probably be cut for a 1 copy of Dragon, so you have a little bit more flexibility in that. But like I said in another video, you can always side out a Beast for a Dragon. So these are pretty standard, I think, at this point for Shaddolls ratios, on my channel at least. It's the ratios that I've been liking a lot in my testing. Moving on to some non-Shaddolls cards, all the non-Shaddolls cards. We got 3 copies of Gamma, 1 copy of Driver. This is our main hand trap of the deck. Being able to negate and destroy, very, very potent. The fact that it's a Psychic Tuner is also very relevant. 1 Plague Spreader, 1 Dark Magician, 1 Red Eyes. So we are playing Dragoons in this list. The main 1-card combo goes through, the only reason it's even as good as it is, or it even relevant to Shaddolls, is that it makes Schism, or you send Schism off of Construct, and then you use like your Construct and your Proxy F Magician to make a Verte, which makes a Dragoons. So it's really nice that Dragoons is completely generic. And now Plague Spreader also gets double utility in this deck because similarly to how these are, how the DDD cards are all 1 card Needle Fibers, Plague Spreader is kind of like a 1.5 card Needle Fiber. Let's showcase that pretty quickly. If you normal summon Plague, you can summon Almirage, just like you do if you open the Gate. You add DD Lamia, normal summon it, make Almirage, and then Plague Spreader. Tuck a card back on top of your deck, special summon it back out, and then there's your 1 card Needle Fiber. You summon Falco from the deck, you're in business. But yeah, that's why we're playing the Almirage too in this deck, and not just like a Link Karibo, because the Almirage allows you to use the Plague Spreader. There is an argument for Link Karibo as well, but we'll get into it when we get to the extra deck. Continuing on with the main deck cards, we have our Shaddolls Fusion spells. Yikes. 3 Shaddolls Fusion, 3 L Shaddolls Fusion. You want to open your fusion spells consistently. This is way more important in this version of the deck because you don't have an inbuilt way to search polymerization like you do with the hero engine. So I'm maxing out on these. Sometimes this feels a little low, like I might want to play like an F Shaddolls or like another polymerization engine while I've been kind of lightly playtesting this. I'm really a big, I think a fusion sub engine might end up being really solid in this deck. Like you can cut an El Shaddolls Fusion to 2 if you need to make room for the fusion sub, because then the fusion sub's just going to recur you advantage every turn. So that might be something to worth looking into in future versions of the build. But for now, this is just a quick version with what I have. Last 2 spells, 1 Red Eyes Fusion, 1 E-Telly. E-Telly, you've talked about it before on this channel. Fantastic extender, helps you make Needle Fiber, helps you get a level 2 onto the board, helps you get a Shaddol onto the board, and then Red Eyes Fusion, you need it for your combo. And honestly, we're playing Plague Spreader, but we don't really need it to be Plague Spreader. Like, the only reason, or it doesn't need to be Plague Spreader because we don't use its effect. The main reason it's Plague Spreader is for the hands where we draw Red Eyes Fusion. We can summon back Plague and tuck this back, which is very, very nice and comes up more often than you would think because it's actually, I think, a 12.5% chance, or it's like an 8 to 12% chance that you open up a 1-of in your deck. And in those cases, if you only open 1 starter combo and you don't have a way to Dragoons, like, you're in a rough shape. Then next we have 3 impermanents. This can be any other hand trap. This could be Ogres for additional utility off E-Telly. The level 3 has come up sometimes when I've been testing this deck, so if you wanted to play it like that, this could also just be Veilers, because opening Light plus any Shaddol monster and a Fusion is basically a full combo. I like impermanents because it's a settable trap. It turns it out specific problem cards, and also just like it can't be if you impermanent someone, they can't triple attack you. This can't be called by the grave. There's a lot of factors going for impermanents, and since I have them, I opt to play them. And then the last 2 traps in the deck are 1-shot copy of Ray Shaddol Incarnation and 1 Shaddol Schism. This card's snapped. It's so broken. Actually insane. I don't know why this card sends cards to grave when you fusion summon, but you know, I'm not complaining. Moving on to the extra deck. Now this is a part where this can be a little bit concerning because our Shaddol line is actually only 2 Construct, 1 Winda, and 1 App Cologne. I know, barely even a Shaddol deck. That's crazy. There's some engines in here that you could cut. Like, I think that the Genghis that I have in here right now is very cuttable for like a 2nd copy of Winda or a 3rd copy of Construct. I think that this will be like case by case dependent based on the player, how they play the Shaddol deck. But with the current ratios, you have to just play tighter. You're gonna have to play tighter with your 2nd copy of Construct. You're gonna have to play tight with your 1st copy of Winda, and App Cologne has always just been combo food. So that is what it is. But that being said, because we're playing so many combos or so many extra deck packages in this deck, we kind of have to make some concessions. And then we have 1 Genghis and 1 Red Eyes Dragoon for the last 2 fusions. Genghis, really powerful card. It says basically turn your 2 DDDs into 4 DDDs, which is crazy because then you just have the extenders to make an additional negate, which is really cool. And this card shouldn't have been printed. Moving on to our Synchro package, we have our Martial Metal Marcher, our Herald, and our Borreload Savage Dragon. This card's pretty good. This card's pretty good. This card's nuts. Honestly, I could see this card getting banned. Like, it's pretty crazy that this just converts your Link Cross tokens into a playable combo. But maybe Link Cross is the problem and not that card. Continuing on to our Link monsters, we have our 1 Owl Mirage, our 1 Cross Sheep, our 1 Halka Fibrex, Proxy F Magician, Link Cross, and unfortunately, still a Proxy Verte Anaconda. I'll fill this in post. It'll be okay. But these are all pretty staple Link monsters. Proxy F here is the big notable addition. This can replace Construct in the previous version of my deck that I built. I completely forgot this card was printed. Like, it does basically what Construct does, but is less restrictive, has 2 downward pointing arrows, and has the ability to potentially put an extender on the board. I think both Construct and Proxy F have stuff going for them. But if we're playing a more generic list, and specifically our combo in this list requires Proxy F Magician, Shaddol Construct just didn't make the cut, so this is there in place of it. And then that's it for the main deck, and we'll move on to the quick combo. Okay, so jumping into the combo for this video, we're going to do this a little more freehand than what I normally do, but we'll get through it pretty quickly. So the hand where you would normally go into your App Cologne because you have 2 different attributes of Shaddolls, you're still going to go into App Cologne, but this is where it was relevant because you had to go through Construct normally in this play. But you basically just fuse off your 2 Shaddolls still, summon your El Shaddol App Cologne, trigger both of your Shaddol effects. Ray Shaddol is still setting the aerial, and then the Hedgehog is still adding the Falco from your deck to your hand. You're still normal summoning Falco, linking the 2 into a Crystron Halka Fibrex. Halka Fibrex, Chainlink 1, App Cologne, Chainlink 2. It really depends. You could pick and choose however you want. Halka Fibrex, summon Zombie. And then App Cologne add and then discard Ray Shaddol Incarnation. From here, link down the Halka-Fibrax into a link cross. Yeah, since we're doing a combo, let's put these on the board. Link cross, summon 2 tokens. We synchro for Martial Metal with the Plague. Summon Martial Metal Marcher. We're gonna bring back our Falco here. I don't think the Falco here actually matters. It just needs to be a level 2 tuner. And then we're going to link with these two. We have to move how we do. No, it's okay. We have room over here for a Cross Sheep. And then we banish our Ray Shaddol and our App Cologne to flip up our Shaddol Aerial. And then Cross Sheep summons back the App Cologne. Cross Sheep effect triggers. We're going to summon back anything at this point. We can summon back our Plague Spreader Zombie. And then from here, you link 2 into Proxy F Magician. Proxy F Magician effect. We're going to fuse our a Shaddol, or an Aerial, or a token. You could have summoned back something else during the turn, and then also that, but it has to be the Shaddol plus the light token to summon a Construct. Construct effect is going to trigger, dumping a Schism to grave. And then from there, we can synchro these into a Boral Savage. A Boral Savage, equip the Halka-Fibrax. And then Construct, link with Proxy F for Verti Anaconda. Construct's going to add back your Schism. And then Verti Anaconda effect is going to activate, sending our Red Eyes, or sending our Red Eyes Fusion, and then Fusion summoning for our Red Eyes Dragoon. And then you can set your Schism. Opponent's turn comes by, they attempt to special summon a monster. You can activate Schism, summon our Winda from the deck by banishing, honestly, whatever you want, doesn't really matter. And there you go. That's basically an updated version of this combo that goes through Proxy F Magician instead of Shaddol Construct. This card is much less specific, so there's not as much care that you have to do when doing these combos. So in that regard, it's pretty nice. But that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this updated version of the deck, as well as the disgusting spice that DDDs as 1-card Needle Fibers bring to just letting any deck make Dragoons plus Winda, which I'm not looking forward to. I mean, I'm looking forward to putting this in some random deck just to see what I can get away with, but I'm not looking forward to other people doing that to me. That being said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.